I feel like my happiness entirely depends on him. Whenever he's not around, I become anxious and incomplete. My well-being seems tied to the relationship, and when there's a problem, I feel like my world falls apart. I've tried doing things on my own, but I always feel like something is missing. Since I started this relationship, my life revolves around him, and everything I do, if I can't include him, makes me unhappy. I know it shouldn't be this way. I know my happiness shouldn't depend on him, but I don't know how to break free from this feeling of emotional dependence. How can I be happy on my own and feel whole, without relying on him to feel good? Wisdom: how to overcome emotional dependence in a relationship.
Wisdom understands the pain you feel, dear. The fear and insecurity that arise from emotional dependence in a relationship can be overwhelming. When your happiness seems to be in the hands of another person, and your well-being depends on their presence or approval, the emotional burden becomes heavy. This situation is unfortunately common, but the good news is that it can be overcome. Emotional dependence can be defeated, and the power to take control over your emotional life is in your hands. Today, Wisdom will share with you 4 profound teachings that can help you free yourself from this feeling of being a prisoner to another person. Understanding these teachings will bring relief, and you will be able to regain your self-confidence and find emotional balance. Listen with an open heart. First teaching: find the source of your happiness within yourself. When you feel emotionally dependent, it's because, many times, you place the responsibility of your happiness in someone else's hands. But no, dear, the true happiness comes from within. It doesn't depend on another being, but on your connection with your own self. Have you asked yourself, what makes me happy, aside from a relationship? It is possible that you are neglecting aspects of your life that need to be nourished for you to feel whole. Seeking happiness in your own journey is the first step to being free from emotional dependence. By discovering your inner strengths, the presence of others becomes a beautiful addition to your life, not a necessity for your emotional survival. Second teaching: recognize and cultivate your personal worth. You possess immense strength within you. Your ability to love and to be loved is an expression of your own value. However, emotional dependence often arises when this personal value is forgotten or underestimated. Ask yourself, what makes me unique? What are the qualities in me that deserve to be valued, regardless of the other? When you start to see and respect your qualities and abilities, the fear of not being enough for the other diminishes. You become the source of your own value. And by doing this, you create a relationship of healthy interdependence, where both parties, you and the other, are nourished by mutual respect and admiration. Third teaching: practice emotional self-sufficiency. Emotional dependence arises when you don't feel capable of handling your own emotions without the help of others. But you, dear, are stronger than you think. You have within you the ability to deal with your feelings, even in difficult times. By practicing emotional self-sufficiency, you will learn to face your emotions and find healthy ways to deal with them without excessively relying on others. When you allow yourself to feel and process your feelings on your own, you create a solid emotional foundation that helps you remain balanced, regardless of what happens around you. Fourth teaching: communicate openly and with empathy. In many cases, emotional dependence arises when insecurities are not expressed and remain hidden, fueling anxiety. It is important that you communicate openly and honestly with the person you share your life with. Sharing your feelings, fears, and concerns does not mean weakness. It means mutual trust. When you communicate your insecurities with empathy and respect, you create a safe space where both of you can grow and support each other. This will strengthen your relationship and allow you to feel freer emotionally. Let me tell you a parable about the importance of emotional self-sufficiency, the parable of the wolf and the owl. In a dense forest, there was a wolf and an owl who were great friends. The wolf, despite being strong and independent, always feared being alone. He felt that without the owl's company, something essential was missing. The owl, on the other hand, knew that while she loved the wolf and their friendship, she also needed her freedom to live fully. One night when the moon was high in the sky, the wolf approached the owl, restless. "Owl," he said, "whenever you fly far away, I feel like something is missing in me. You are my happiness, and I don't know how to be without you." The owl, looking at him steadily, replied wisely, "Wolf, my friendship and company are a gift, but you must understand that your happiness cannot depend on me. You already have the strength within you to live your own life without needing me by your side all the time." The wolf, with sadness in his eyes, looked down, but the owl continued, "I will always fly when necessary, but you need to learn to find balance within yourself. The fear you feel of losing me is a reflection of your dependence. You are strong and whole on your own, and true freedom comes when you learn to walk alone." At first, the wolf hesitated. It was hard for him to believe that he could be happy without the owl always by his side. But over time, he began to realize that by following his own path, he started to feel more complete. His independence strengthened him, and the friendship with the owl became even more precious, as he now understood that she wasn't the source of his happiness, but an addition to his already rich and full life. What the parable wants to teach you is that true emotional balance comes when you recognize your own strength and learn to be happy on your own. Emotional dependence often arises from the fear of losing something that is already part of you. But true freedom and inner peace come from understanding that your happiness does not depend on anyone except yourself. When you feel whole, your connection with others becomes healthier and more balanced. Just like the wolf learned to walk alone, you too can conquer emotional freedom. By understanding that your happiness does not depend on another person, but on yourself, you create a more balanced and healthy relationship. If this video resonated with you, subscribe to the channel for more teachings on emotional self-sufficiency and how to strengthen your well-being. Share your experience in the comments. How have you worked on your emotional independence and learned to find happiness on your own? May your journey be filled with self-confidence, balance, and self-love. You are capable of creating a future full of peace and fulfillment.